And we're live. We are live and alive, and it's awesome. Hopefully, we'll get some folks. We had Scarif pop by. Mario's disappeared now.
Oh, his eyes are glowing.
Lego Mario time.
Wahoo!
I get it. That's funny.
But
Hey,
that's
Jim.
the shining. Hello. I'm here too.
See you later.
Those guys, the new Mario Lego. I don't know how exposed the world is to those.
Yeah.
But, they came and they went.
Look at this soulless husk. You can kind of see, but like, jeez, this
Lego's
thing's
come so
creepy.
far.
It's come so far. Like it. Hi, we're filming on a potato.
It's not that bad.
So,
Apparently, you can't film without a certain amount of followers on mobile. So we're doing it from our laptop yet again. But it's all good. And it's all good because we have this beauty here. This has been sitting for a while. I actually have a couple of Lego. So when we were talking about doing more streaming, this was the first thing that came to mind. In fact, we've known for about 3 weeks we were going to do this. Well before Star Wars Explained did it.
honestly, yeah.
But it's okay. If people think we're copying Star Wars Explained, I'm okay with that. That's pretty cool.
Honestly, yeah, that's fine.
So, yes, this was a gift, and I was very excited about it. It's very awesome. It's very chic and cool. So, Lego's good hanging out material. I don't know how you guys feel, where you stand on the Lego meter, but we enjoy Lego.
I'm at least
especially
a
me.
3 on a Lego meter.
I'm at least a 7.
Is it a Legometer?
I greatly enjoy the Lego. So, and the cool thing is, when I was growing up with Lego, you basically just got a box of Lego. I don't even think they put them in bags at that point. I think it was just in the box. And you just opened up the box and you had what you had, and you just had to organize and go through and figure out how it all worked. Now they organize for you, and
they're not even that well organized.
Well, they are. So
it depends on how you organize your Legos.
Now they give you the bag, and they tell you what bag to use at what time, and each bag builds specific parts. So it's just very interesting how far Legos come. I got back into new Lego maybe a couple years ago, and since have gotten quite a few things, including this guy. So very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
The Phantom Menace, yes, was what got me into Lego overall. When that came out, I had the one that had Qui-Gon and Jar Jar and the speeders and the little sort of foliage set thing. I had one of those, and that was the only like Phantom Menace thing I could get. But then I got an X-Wing and the MTT, the big droid transport from Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a few. It was very good. I really enjoyed that one. I was stupid as a kid because I did not understand Lego yet at that point, and ended up opening it on the car ride home, and I lost a couple of pieces in there, and so it was pretty awkward. Jar Jar didn't have a hand for a little while, but then I learned my lesson. So, but excited about this.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and get started because I don't know how long this is going to take. But the main thing we wanted to do was hang out because that was the best fun of last 2 weeks ago now. Whenever we kicked off.
Something like that.
Wow. Dude, you want to talk about Attack of the Clones? I just poor child outside the candy store tapping on the window. I used to just have my mom take me to the Toys R Us in town just so I could look at the gunship display. They had this whole Battle of Geonosis display, but they never had the Legos. And it was all I even tried. I even asked if I could buy the display, and they would not let me. Speaking of Lego, you can see I'm pointing with the skizzers. That's my primary relationship with Lego is actually Bionicle.
Mm-hmm. Launched their career again. Bionicle
2000s. And Star
Wars
Wars saved Lego's career.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hear some bags and crinkly bits. So hopefully you're into ASMR
Okay.
and all that
Here.
goodness. Oh no! Don't do that to the people.
Welcome to ASMR Town.
So even get a nice little book. What's really cool, they started doing this. I don't know how long or if this is just with certain ones, but they do a nice little preface thing, which is really nice.
Yeah, the Bobs. Yeah, we talked a lot about Boba Fett today.
We did. Oh yeah, this is befitting because when we had planned this, I don't think we planned on that, but we recorded an episode all about Boba Fett. And actually, I think Jim, you'll really enjoy that one because you and I kind of talk a little bit back and forth of some of the growing love of Boba Fett and everything. And I think he's my Jyn Erso in that I love to tell people about him. So, but we did a very fun episode about Boba Fett and Jango Fett lore, which I'm excited to get out there and hope people enjoy.
Yeah.
We always do a bunch of weird stuff and hope people dig it.
Now, do you separate by color or by type?
I don't separate at all. I just
And that's why
get the pile
yeah, it takes you forever.
and just wait for the book to tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Bible. Apparently, step 1 is actually going to build quite a lot. It doesn't look like it. So I guess this isn't super huge.
Yeah.
Jim, if you're the only one that likes that episode, I'm going to be happy. It's really solid in the beginning, much like his lore, and then towards the end, it just gets kind of off the rails, much like his lore. So it's just going to be what it be. So,
man, I will always be one to say that Legends is weird. Like, I didn't experience it much, but from what I have experienced in the past, whatever, how many years I've enjoyed Star Wars as a whole, Legends is weird.
mm-hmm.
It's just, and also, the new thing about Lego is that they've started giving you these.
Super helpful.
Very helpful.
I just used to use my teeth.
Yeah. What it is you've got a tool at the bottom to get in between the little flat pieces. This little doohickey right here is to poke out pieces.
Little Technic pieces.
Yeah. And then you've got the separator here that you connect to a block piece and you can pry it off like that. So exactly. I had no idea until you explained it for me. Like, I had no clue.
Yeah, they started including that not long ago, and
yeah,
it's interesting because you get one every time, so it's just
we have like
disposable
30.
plastic at that point. Yeah, because you get one with every set.
Oh yeah, the Legos, like I showed with the little Mario, this is Bluetooth enabled. I have these little monsters over there. I couldn't remember the name for a Goomba, even though I'm supposedly the world's biggest Nintendo fan. Here, I can even show it on the stream.
Sure.
Because we can do that.
Because I'm just building things. I'm apparently building Santa Claus's house here. It's a lot of red and white.
Yeah.
Very patriotic.
So each of the little minifigure sets come with enemies, like a Goomba. And you can build courses through an app on your phone. And turning him on makes his eyes light up like Satan himself. But it's little LCD screens, and it reacts to every single thing that you do with the little thing. Even like tapping or shaking makes him make noises. Or if you leave him on his back for too long, he goes to sleep. Like, it's insane how much they've done with this. Is 2 inches maybe,
and you can even, and it's the main Mario part, so you can actually take him out and change his overalls and such.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane how much technology they can fit into this.
But in more traditional and more in the theme of our build, showing the age up of this is my original Boba Fett from my original Slave 1 versus the most recent one I got that came out, I want to say last year. And just a very significant difference, although I'm still kind of partial to the original. Similar to the Darth Vader figure, I prefer the original very Lego look versus the now. They go much more detailed and a little more realistic.
Yeah.
It's nice in some parts because you get more realistic ships and more technical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
But appearances wise, it's very different.
I'm trying to figure how to work Discord.
I have no idea. Seems like everybody else is much better at Discord.
Yeah, because like I'm a part of a Discord server with my brother and some of his friends, and I was gonna announce the stream, but I have no idea how Discord works.
You just go to the main Discord thing and just share the link, I think.
Okay. Thank you. I feel like a grandmama.
Yeah, well, yeah. I never had a Lego Django. I really, really wanted one. I did have the original Hasbro Slave one, though. The one that, like, shot out the little thermal detonators. Or not thermal detonators, the seismic charges.
Yeah.
And such. That was nice. That's the only figure Slave one I've ever owned.
Let's see.
So, Boba collection's over there. Otherwise, I'd show you guys.
Yeah, he heard his name and now he's looking.
Yeah, doing an episode about Boba with Boba in the room was very, very interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. The boy.
But hopefully now being in the room for that episode, he's much smarter about his heritage and will live up to it. Otherwise, he'll get clone cancer and die.
No clone cancer.
Just like his original. No.
Not my boy.
You can tell we're building the insides of the head because it's so colorful.
I don't know, man. I mean, I might like Boba a little bit more if he was a little bit more Technicolor.
Had a little bit more going on with his outfit.
I mean, my favorite character is just straight up black and red, so I can't really say much about color schemes. Yeah. Another thing that we got to talk about today was the new episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja the Nerdherder Nerdiverse podcast, and we talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Too much nerd.
Yeah. Specifically, the movie, 1990 movie. So I'm excited for y'all to hear my nerdiness, because that is one of my favorite movies. I think I said that about 3 times. And also, Uzumaki shirt, if anyone's a Junji Ito fan. Yeah. If you're wondering
I am curious how much that's out there. I mean, obviously with the internet, you can find people into that sort of thing, but it's just interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those kind of niche mangas, because not a lot of people enjoy horror manga, at least in the US. It's not as big of a market. Like, a lot of people are more interested in horror
Dragon Ball
movies.
action.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to horror media.
Yeah, it's really not a lot of people are in general into reading horror.
Yeah, well, if you are a fan of reading horror, I definitely recommend anything by Junji Ito. I will definitely warn you that a lot of his stuff is in this same sphere, where it is very detailed and can be very graphic sometimes. I think I've built up an immunity, but I don't know. Yeah.
We've been into horror so long, it's hard to see something we haven't already seen.
Yeah. I mean, just flipping through that art book, like I showed you a couple, it's intense sometimes. But most of my
Got a box.
a box and a little window to go
Yeah,
away.
not sure what that's about yet.
Well,
We'll have to continue. Yeah, it's for Mario.
It's for Mario. There you go. Yeah, take the boy out before you close it up. I
Right.
don't want this to be a Cask of Amontillado situation where you close my boy into a wall. How big is this set?
That's a good question.
It is a good question because this is relatively small for what I thought. Because the box is a pretty good size,
Mhm.
but of course this is just the innards. So who knows?
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to judge with Lego based on the box that they come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am curious. Is anybody doing other stuff while watching the stream, or are you one who likes to?
Intently watching.
Yeah. Because like, I have ADHD. I can't pay attention to one thing at a time. I have to like do multiple things. And I have to say, it is kind of disconcerting to have the stream on my phone, watching myself do things after like a couple minutes. It's weird. It is weird. Do you want to go get the other light? Or you want to keep this?
What?
The other light?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. Ow. You also get to hear my disgusting neck noises in real time if the mic is that good. Yeah.
Your old bones.
Yeah. If you ever hear crackling on the stream or in one of our podcasts, you will know that is my old bones at work. Because I have a very bad habit of cracking my knuckles.
All in all, this is so far very nice and easy.
Yeah.
Which this is what I enjoy doing about Lego, is it's just very good task orientation for kind of disconnecting your brain for a little bit.
Yeah. That's definitely a plus.
I preach Lego therapy. It's highly worth it.
Yeah. Although actually go to actual therapy too. That's good for you. Yeah. Gotta restart.
It's very interesting with Lego too to get things like as you're building to kind of try and piece together what does.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to figure now what later will be. It's just very interesting.
Oh yeah, I had that when I was building my my Steamboat Willie set. Is the innards look exactly like
Yeah,
this?
it's just it's a lot of just like, what are you going to do?
But it is a full black and white set. Hey, what'd you sign in there for? The boy. The boo boy.
Yes, Boba's checking on the process.
Yeah, he's making sure we're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they intentionally do the insides very colorful or if there's any science, like Lego science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I
think, and this is just a theory, but maybe it's just leftover pieces from other sets that they made too much of.
No, there's no way it's that. They couldn't do what they do with it that way.
Mm-hmm. If you hear a snoring, that's Boba.
Yeah, he breathes like Darth Vader.
He doesn't whine, usually, but he does go.
Yeah. Basically, just if he's not getting attention. Yeah, I mean, I know like in general construction, like they use different parts for like different levels of rebar and different parts of the structure internally, but I don't know if it's any of the same science or anything.
Cam did it again.
What?
With Grandmotherly Imperial.
Who's it now?
It's Gam Hooks. Go to Cam's Twitter right now just to see something just so special. He
He's turning
Just-
Imperial Star Wars characters or just bad guys into grandparents,
Mhm.
grandmamas.
I'm hoping that we're gonna get a Mandalorian season 2.
There was a lot
Trailer.
of talk. It was supposed to be like Thursday or Friday or something. Like for some reason, almost everybody in the internet seemed to think it was coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would have thought we would have seen something by now, being the last week of August. So I do really hope that we do, because I'm very curious, and that's a good jumping off point for. We kind of figured we'd have one by now because we're planning to go back and talk about season 2 or season 1. So it would have been nice to have in the back of our minds, like, okay, we saw this happening, and it like seeing the future while talking about the past. It'd been very interesting. I'm telling you, dude. Well, I kind of wish they would have gone virtual a bit. I know that Force Fest has been happening, and I think that's a great fan initiative and everything. But I would have loved to see Star Wars step up in this time. So many groups and whatnot have been doing really well with a live platform. So it would have been nice to see Star Wars take that same initiative and step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and to answer a question that no one asked, we did not go to Target today.
We did not, but we still got stuffs.
Yeah.
Because we got friends that look out for us.
Yeah.
I am confused.
You're confused? How
That's the wrong piece.
Yeah.
Yes, today was the release date for the Galaxy's Edge stuff.
Let me be able to say that I helped.
Well, I was going to give it to you for the next bag.
Oh, okay.
I figured we could trade off.
Can do.
Yeah, Target released their Galaxy's Edge merch and figures and all that stuff, and it was as horrible as it always is with Target.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Target's not great at doing a release party. As much as we love the Target.
Yes. Yeah, Jim, I agree. It really would have been nice to see some. I mean, not even a full celebration, but just something as a consolation, because it's as easy as getting everybody just to Zoom together. It would have been nice to see something. So that kind of stinks if just not having some sort of celebration material and whatnot, because it's not just about the merch and news and everything. Sometimes it's just being able to surround yourself with a bit of Star Wars and Star Wars people and everything. So praise to Force Fest, what they've been doing. We've got friends that have been very involved in that, and if life had been different, we would have loved to have been involved in that, but it just was not in our cards.
Yeah, we have jobs.
But even then, it goes to show that fans will always step up and do something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it would, definitely wishful thinking. Virtual celebration, virtual Star Wars would have been nice.
Yeah.
I think some of the releases, especially like figures and merch and whatnot, would have been better done that way as well.
Yeah. What are you hoping to see in Mandalorian season 2?
Man, other than Boba Fett, I don't have a lot of expectations. Other than obviously Gideon coming back and getting some backstory there.
Yeah.
Because overall, the story of the first season is very self-contained. So I'm good. There wasn't a lot left hanging.
No, I mean, I want to know how he got the Darksaber.
Oh well, yeah. Like the thing left hanging is pretty much just Gideon, and then what's next for him and his adopted baby.
Yeah.
Because it definitely ended differently than I expected with that. I did not expect Baby Yoda to continue.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to give him off. Like I honestly thought we saw the end of Baby Yoda with that Sanctuary episode where, it was Happy Village and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was going to kind of be it.
Gonna take a ginger ale sip.
I really didn't expect this to turn into the, Mando and Baby Yoda show. Not that I criticize that. I enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
Everything about Mandalorian went a different way than I expected, which is nice, actually.
I very much agree with that about the cameos. I feel like it might turn into a legacy show if that happens. Like it.
I just don't see the point in
No.
some of the ones that everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like, I think Star Wars has done very well with their animated shows with cameos from legacy characters, like the episode that we talked about on our most recent Rebels episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Leia was an interesting addition to that episode. I'm glad that she didn't stick around though.
Well, and she didn't completely take over.
No.
She kind of just joined what was already happening more so.
Yeah.
Versus, like, especially when Lando showed up, it felt like a Lando episode.
Yeah.
Which is fun, but it's just, it pulls it too close to the main stuff, which Rebels is supposed to be sort of its own gig. So having it pulled in a little too close to the rest of the story, I think takes away from the Phoenix family sort of vibes.
Yeah. And it's a show that takes place in an era where legacy characters are bound to show up. That makes sense. And I feel like it could be done well. But if they rely on cameos to make...
I don't think Ahsoka could go well. Everybody's clamoring for that one, but I really don't see how that works out.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Same for... the only one that really does make sense is for Boba.
Because he is the Mandalorian.
For me, that just sounds like pushing for what I want, but it would make sense for a bounty hunter to run into a bounty hunter, two adoptive Mandalorians, if you will. It just feels like it makes more sense.
Yeah. I'd love to see old man Boba, like we've said before. I'd love to see like a battered old Boba who spent a little bit too long in the Sarlacc, maybe.
Right.
Like when I think of how I want Boba represented, I think of Wolf from that Rebels episode. Because like he was old and scarred and just done. Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, and then arguably Mando could use some help perfecting his bounty huntingness.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he had a pretty rough time with it in season 1, so which is nice to have an imperfect lead.
Absolutely.
But who better to teach him than the world's greatest bounty hunter?
Just going ahead and calling it.
All right.
My turn.
Bag 1 down, on to bag 2.
Yeah, I'm still questioning the size of this. Because, like, I don't think it's going to be bad.
Yeah, exactly. They need to be in some way closely related to Mandalore. And Ahsoka running around with a bounty hunter just doesn't make sense, especially after episode 6. She should be doing other things. And Rex, same thing. I mean, Rex, a cameo in a bar maybe, but like nothing legitimate. And if you're going to get Tamora Morrison just for Rex, I mean, I just think you could do more with Boba. Even if it's just a single episode or a couple of episodes where he's hanging out. But he could have a very sort of Kawil kind of teaching the Mando something.
Yeah, even if it's just like a shout out of, you're reckless. Something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do love rowdy boys being called on their bullcrap. That's why I think I liked Poe and Leia's relationship so much. And you can see the method to my madness, which is making sure that I can find what I'm looking at before getting into the actual building part. Which there's nothing wrong with you and your methods, but I'm just a little different.
Right. Bo-Katan would be especially nice just because I really hope an element of season 2 is rebuilding.
Yes.
Where we last left off, the Mandalorians have a lot to rebuild. So seeing that a little bit would be very nice.
Yeah. Oh man, what's your favorite Mandalore scene? Well, Mandalorian scene. I guess it doesn't have to take place in the Mandalorian, but
Mm-hmm.
to do with Mandalorians.
Well, to your point, Jim, yes. The more used she is, the more useless she is, I think. And she can't be everybody's tag along. She can't be everybody's, thing. She can't just be the partner of every person in every show.
Yeah.
And that's what gets to the point of why we stay a little disconnected from those news outlets and rumor mills, just because it just gets sickening hearing the same, rumored for this, rumored. Like, I'd rather just wait for a trailer that tells me everything than get all, in my feelings and hopeful. I mean, seeing the live action Ahsoka would be nice, but I don't think The Mandalorian's the way. Bad Batch maybe makes more sense. Cassian maybe makes more sense. Mandalorian and Kenobi, no. But I have my Kenobi feelings anyway, so.
Yeah.
I just really love the shootout of Episode 3 and the whole bit when all the Mandalorians show up and come out of hiding and everything.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
High paced, very fun. Lots of good, like, edge of your seat excitement in that scene.
Yeah. Ticket pays for the whole seat, but you'll only use the edge. Do you remember when that was a commercial
I agree.
thing?
What's that?
The ticket pays for the whole seat, but you're only going to use the edge?
No.
Did you ever hear that in a commercial? Did you grow up in an area with monster truck rallies?
No.
That's right, because you grew up in Georgia.
Yeah, it wasn't really a big deal. Yeah, I mean, it just gets exhaustive getting caught up in rumors and everything.
Oh, wait a minute. I did it wrong.
I mean, it's nice to be hopeful for certain news and everything, but much like real news, where you get it and how you process it and a lot of things are important as well. So it's tough. 1 to 3 are just insanely solid, and in fact, it ends in such a way you could honestly stop there. Obviously, I love the rest of the episodes. The other 5 are great, but it's really interesting how it goes from getting a mission, getting your morals, and then getting out.
Yeah.
So 1 to 3 is probably the most solid arc.
Yeah.
Mando on the Run's kind of nice, but it's definitely single adventure per episode kind of style, which is fun. I really love the prison break episode.
Mm-hmm.
I love Sanctuary as well. That's really nice.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a weekly show that we grew up with. Like,
yeah, that like middle section, yeah, just very we're presented with a thing and we solve it in the single episode.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it reminds me so much of watching Buffy week to week instead of watching it, all at once like I do now.
And that's what keeps you sane, Jim.
Is watching Buffy?
Just finding the good even in stuff you're not necessarily super into or hyped on.
Watch Buffy.
I and so the way we're breaking it down for our Mandalorian discussion is we're breaking it down into 3 episodes where we talk about the first 3 episodes, the middle 3 episodes, and the last 2 episodes.
There it is.
Each arc on the kind of combined like that. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 and 8. I like them all for different reasons together, if that makes sense. So like I said, 1 to 3 are just very solid. That's the story.
Mm-hmm.
4 to 6 are very just adventures of Mando kind of. And then the last 2 are just really great for sort of bringing him into a greater conflict when the Empire kind of comes more into head and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They all have their different focuses, which gives me different reasons to enjoy them. Overall, I'm just happy that it's different. It's new Star Wars, which is nice.
What's a director that you'd like to see do an episode, or that you think would be good?
I don't know directors super duper well like that.
Yeah. I think
So that's always a tough question for me.
If Firefly is anything to go off of, I think Joss Whedon would do pretty good in a space opera setting.
He's controversial though.
He is controversial. Learned about that recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Like I said, certain directors I know obviously, but like they're not people that would be involved in that sort of thing. That's too small scale for them. I would really love for them to go back in and do a proper animated theatrical film.
Yes.
I really think that it could succeed, and I think if they try something even just anime style. I mean, it's been really interesting because I don't know if you've seen they do Star Wars manga now. So they've been doing Star Wars Rebels as a manga. They did Princess of Alderaan as a manga. It's a really interesting way to adapt story.
He also did The Legend of Luke Skywalker.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I think anime.
You can't see what I'm building.
I think anime could work well with Star Wars. I think it could be really good. Or they could do an animated anthology where they get different directors and artists. Halo did that, and I absolutely love it. And it can be canon or not, depending on what you want. But it was really interesting to get so many perspectives. It's I think it's 7 short stories, animated.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Oh yeah, and Lost Stars.
And Lost Stars.
I think Lost Stars might have been the first one.
Yes.
That they did. It's really interesting. I really love the covers of it for sure.
I think I'd made it oopsie, but it's okay. It's not like we're live. Screw it, we're doing it live. No, I didn't make it oopsie. I just did it weird. I think. Maybe? We'll see.
I don't know if I've ever shown off, but I have a Lego sort of picture frame that displays figures, and obviously that's where I keep my Boba and my Boba. I also have Mando there, but you'd be happy to see General Merrick's on there from Rogue One.
Of course.
Because I love me a good mustache boy.
You do. Like, we just talked about that. During the episode, we talked about...
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's a much better man with a mustache.
I did make it oopsie.
Does it go under?
Maybe. We're going to find out. Aha!
Oh, longer pieces.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's what's going on. Okay. See, a great teacher failure makes you go backwards and learn.
We have never thought about it. We only recently really discovered D23. We are members now. Would be interesting to go just to see a very different sort of event and whatnot. I know last year's was absolutely epic, keeping up with the news and all of that good stuff. I mean, it depends. We'd love to be more involved in that aspect in terms of conventions. And I mean, we were even looking at going to Dragon Con this year too. Just that's more local for us too. So
yeah, because it's just up the street.
We loved Celebration. Again, not just for the Star Wars of it, but being able to hang out with people and get out there and just have fun and surround yourself in this thing you love.
Oh yeah.
And especially something that's much more than just Star Wars. Looks really, really, really great.
Yeah, we've talked before about it, but like that was the first big moment I think for both of us where we were like, "There's others out there."
Right. Yeah. If you, from what I've seen, it's definitely much more pressy than it is convention.
Yeah.
But especially the sort of show floor of it. So you have where they do the like panels and press, but then the show floor is a lot of, so like with Galaxy's Edge, when stuff like that was dropping, they've got scale models and concept art pieces. I like, which I'm super into that as well. I would absolutely love to pick those people's brains.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really, really hoping we can make 2022 happen with Celebration. It was on the rocks this year anyway for us, so it was good that it gave us 2 years to sort of reset and sort of realign to hopefully make that happen, because we really wanted to do it like intense. We wanted to do Celebration and a trip to Disneyland there.
Mm-hmm.
Experience a new Disney, and also we just love Disney, so we really wanted to do work out both happening. So we were actually thankful for the reprieve.
I love mechanics inside of a Lego set.
Well, these are sturdier, so that's going to be the...
Yeah, that's the base.
Mm-hmm.
Base. Oh, wait a minute. I made another oopsie because this is supposed to go in with something. You see, this is what happens when you don't pay attention.
The nice thing about Star Wars Celebration 2 is it's all Star Wars, which, and I mean, we're starting our podcast series where we talk about other things as well, but Star Wars is just the one, man. Nothing beats it. So having a whole convention just Star Wars, it's great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now, especially with 2022 being closer to the projects they're planning and everything, I just feel like there'll be more to be had in 2022 because it'll be closer to everything. I think that was what was so great about 2019 was there was so much right on the edge of happening. Mm-hmm. So doing your convention right before all of that was perfect. So much news dropped, so much information, so many new details on top of just a regular fun convention. So, Boba.
Stuff.
So I think putting it to 2022 makes more sense because obviously without Celebration this year, we haven't really, I'd say, missed much in terms of like there hasn't been huge big drops. I mean, there's been merch, there's been a couple of tidbits about this or that, but nothing huge. So I think wait until you can pack it more fully.
Definitely.
Which is why I was surprised they did 2019 to 20, like they were like, and next year, I was figuring they'd skip a year anyway.
Yeah. It's like they knew.
Chicago was great. If it comes to Orlando, we would be very happy because that is so much closer and we know so many people there. So everything about our planning would be so much easier. It would be really nice. Oh, man, that'd be great. Now, is 2022 still San Diego or Anaheim? I really wish it wasn't in California.
Oh, beans.
All about that base.
Absolutely not.
I don't know what it is about traveling to California. I just am not excited by it. I also don't like the idea that it would have to be a completely handover control. Like we would just get a hotel and we'd have to Uber or cab everywhere or something like that. Or at least with Chicago, it was close enough. We were still able to drive and have a good time, and we had independence of going when we wanted to, coming back when we wanted to. It was nice.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever just realize you missed a step and go back?
That's the thing, man. That time change, like it's just such a big travel. It's not easy travel. 6 hours south to Orlando, I can do that all day, man. That'd be great. That would be great. And this is what I love about live streams is it's just conversational, which is nice.
Yeah.
Something you don't get with normal episodes.
And also it's just nice to talk to Jim.
Right. This is the Jim and Nerdherder show.
Right.
And that's okay. It's like our conversation at the bar in Chicago.
Yeah. That was fun.
Okay, I did not realize that actually.
What?
He said that there's a lot of hotels around where they're having it, and that it's near Disneyland automatically. So
Oh, yeah.
that's a plus. We were just far enough that we had to drive, and it was like 6 minutes when we were in Chicago. But again, being able to leave whenever you want was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
There was just times where it was just like we got everything done at like 3 o'clock, and we were good. Boba. She doesn't want to play. Our dog likes to play with our cat, but our cat does not like to play with our dog. Yeah, I mean, easy travel, that's going to be nice. Because when we were in Chicago, all we did was go to Celebration. We didn't really go out and about. We hoped to, but not much.
Yeah. What can I look?
Nice. 10 minutes is manageable.
Boba, stop it.
Oh, that'd be so nice. Then came the debate of, then do we stay in a hotel near the convention long enough and then switch to a resort at Disney? I don't know how it is at Disneyland, but it's so much better to be at a resort for Disney World, just for the sake of not having to worry about parking. Plus, you got the bus system, so it's a little bit nicer to get around that way. Not as intense on walking and all that good stuff. But not sure how similar.
I'm having
But if it's that
issues.
close, what you trying to do?
Make it work.
Let me see.
You may. You are the Lego Mister.
And then,
Gotta boop that in there. And then boop the other one on the other side. There we go.
got some sturdy base.
Boys.
With convention in general, if you can at least get the one where the convention is happening, if it's at a hotel, to be able to get nearby is key if you're not just from there. Luckily, we have two favorite hotels down in Orlando that are both 5 minutes from Disney, which is really nice. So even if we can't get on resort, we're essentially right there, which is nice.
Yeah. And we know where all the good Brazilian steakhouses are.
Very true.
Yeah. So we'll go to a
Man.
Brazilian steakhouse.
Got me wishing for Orlando one day. I feel like the next one's going to go international, though, with Celebration.
Yeah.
Which would also be a dream, but international travel is less and less likely in my brain. I used to think it was so possible.
Yeah.
We were like that close to going to London one time. It was just nice.
Yeah. If we're gonna go international, I think we would go to like, I don't know.
I want to go to London just because there's so much Doctor Who.
I think this is
And I'd so love that.
Yeah, this is front way. You're supposed to
just keep in
flip it, but
Yeah, just keep in mind that little plaque base.
yeah. I don't want to break it.
Gotta roll.
Like I said, Lego Master. I know nothing.
So it's like the coffee thermos lid. You gotta roll it in there. Because if you try and like force it, it can go in, but you might knock something else off. Ta-da! Boba Fett.
Yay! Yep, that's Boba Fett. I knew him well. Now time to build the top.
It just makes sense now that it's Disney for them to do it near Disney. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody's closer to one or the other. And so I just feel like it's smart. I mean, honestly, if I knew in the future they would do it at if the next one was at Orlando, I would skip Anaheim. Like it sucks, but I'd rather be really happy about the travel and setup and everything.
Yeah, you also don't like traveling.
So US, I think they should just alternate between the two. I don't like traveling. It's because I do too much of it for work.
Exactly. You're not like a baby when it comes to traveling, but you definitely do not like traveling.
Well, it's just I prefer the destination, not the journey.
And I prefer the journey, not the destination. Sometimes.
Except when it's Disney.
Exactly.
Which I really miss Disney.
Oh, yeah.
I think about that a lot every day now, is how much I wish it was Disney.
The greats. Got great greats. You can't see it because this is a potato. But it's greats. I feel great about this. Can you do a Google?
What's up?
What is the most difficult Lego set?
Probably the collector series Millennium Falcon. That one's the very
The honkin'?
to scale with the figures.
Yeah.
So it still comes with the little figures, but it's literally to scale, which doesn't sound like it'd be that much bigger than the normal, but it is. Because I have the Rise of Skywalker Y-wing there. That's Lego scale.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have the collector series, which is at least twice that.
Yeah. And you also have no, I didn't get that for you. Never mind. I thought I had bought you something for your birthday, but I forgot that I did not.
Yeah. Have you been to Galactic Nights down in Disney World? We did what, 2018?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did 20. No,
we did 2018 because that was supposed to
We
be
did
Mom's
20
first trip.
it was the. Is that
I think that's
is that the
Tanner.
boy? It's the boy. Welcome to the party,
Paul,
boy.
who goes there? Yeah, we did 2018 Galactic Nights.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Oh, it's so much fun, man. Oh, we
it
had
was perfect.
so much fun.
Met some Rooster Teeth people there.
Yeah, she met some Rooster Teeth people. We had a lot of fun with the cosplayers. They had really cool activities, which kept you busy. They had basically this map you could fill out, and if you filled it out, then you could get certain merch and everything.
Yeah.
They had a dessert party, which was really nice. There was just and then the night show with only 200 people.
Yeah, took pictures
Oh my
with
gosh, it was so great.
the Night Sisters before I knew what they were.
No, Inquisitor.
Inquisitors,
Ninth
yeah.
Sister.
Ninth Sister.
I see where you were going there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great for them to do and bring back. I wish I felt better about going, and I wish it was more doable right now.
Yeah.
Just because we have friends that have gone, and they say it's just so great, just because of the emptiness. Yeah, they basically went through a whole park in half a day, in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Which would be nice for us because we take such leisurely time with our park experiences.
We do. It really annoys our friends who are super into Disney, who have to do everything. But we like to take our time.
Well, because we also spend so much time just walking and talking.
Yeah. Because that's what's fun about the Disney
If they bring
world.
back Galactic Nights, we need to see about making that happen.
Yeah.
That would be a great time.
Oh, man.
Tatooine Suns is down in Orlando now, so maybe they would end up going, which would be cool too.
That would be a lot of fun.
It'd be cool if we could see how many people would end up going if it happened, and then having an impromptu hangout.
That was also the time that I found out that I had a severe gluten allergy.
You didn't find out it was gluten.
No, I had a very bad reaction.
Very bad. Yeah, we ate so many desserts, and there's so much gluten in dessert.
Yeah, we had cakes.
It was horrible.
It was awful.
The food and whatnot was very, very good though.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're very, accommodating when you have an allergy.
Oh yeah, it's Disney.
Oh yeah.
Man, I just wish I would love to be at Hollywood Studios. Oh, Galactic Nights would be so much cooler now though because it would be at Galaxy's Edge.
Exactly.
Oh.
I think I'm doing this right. If not, Who cares?
I
Who's
miss that
watching?
place so
Except
much.
for like 3 people.
I miss it.
Cameron, are you doing your homework?
Probably not.
Apparently he's been very on his homework lately.
Mm-hmm. It's because Mom's home. It might be identify yourself, Lobster Dames.
I think it's Cameron.
I can put users in timeout. What?
Put him in timeout.
That's so funny. Yes, as soon as we can, a trip to Disney would be wonderful.
Absolutely. It's always weird to have people that we know in our real life and people that we know in our Star Wars life coalesce. Like, okay.
And that's for the roundy bits. Or not quite.
Not quite.
Nearly.
Nearly there.
And on brand with the coffee this evening. It's very nice. Evening coffee is best coffee.
Enjoy your 3 a.m. shower.
And here we thought Sunday would be so active. Last time we did it, it was amazingly busy, which was nice.
Yes.
So, but Force Fest, I think, is still happening. So that's where a lot of traffic probably has gone from us.
Yeah, and that's okay. We're still having fun.
We did not, since we weren't able to get tickets before they made the decisions. We will have to wait until tomorrow to see. But I am only looking at the Mandalorian shirt and pin set.
Yeah.
Unless I'm not seeing, if I might have not seen everything, but of what I saw, that seemed like the best. I did see that they had several other pins they hadn't released. Like you had to wait to get into the store to see it, the full store. So maybe there we'll see something more that I will be interested in. I know they have a Boba. Don't know what that comes with or how to get that, but that'd be nice because I'm a sucker for Boba Fett. That's how this guy happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct. I did it. I won the game. And now comes the confusing part where I have to figure out where stuff goes.
It points it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So you make it and then put it where it says to go.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which it's essentially just going to go here.
Yeah. Gotta give them eyes. Put that closer to the camera in case.
Yeah, the silhouettes I saw, I figured they probably have several Empire themed ones, and then just your usual fan favorites. I know I saw Thrawn and a couple of others. Like I said, Mandalorian set.
Yeah.
Of course, Ahsoka's going to be there.
Of course. What'll be an interesting thing is if they do another portrait or another mural this year or next year in Nahum.
Maybe.
We are looking into getting the mural, and oh my gosh, finding space for it is ridiculous.
The Jason Palmer one, the huge saga poster.
Yeah, with Pierce
The
Brosnan.
smallest one is 16 inches and 7 feet. So. Yeah, so apparently with the art, they only are using a couple, but all the artists are mostly doing their own deals on either their websites or Etsy, as I've seen, which is difficult because there wasn't a full list of announced celebration artists, so knowing who was going to be there and whatnot, but maybe just Googling Star Wars Celebration art might pop up some results and whatnot. I know they use some of the same ones, but yeah, because I've seen several doing it through Etsy and such. Yeah, getting there.
Working on it.
If I can find a new place to put my Vader's castle, this can go up with the other Boba Fett helmets.
Yeah, the Vader's castle is huge.
It's tall.
Which we still haven't done gameplay for Vader's castle yet.
No.
Mostly because I have vertigo.
When VR is it takes an extra step to get that, to record that video.
Yeah.
When we went to Celebration, though, art was a big haul of ours. Like most of this wall beside us is the art we got from there, and even a couple that still we haven't gotten framed.
Yeah.
Just because either finding the right frame or getting custom is time consuming and financially consuming.
Like we weren't expecting for big boy frame to be so expensive, but I got that framed in a custom framed, and also I have a Tiki Room art piece, and they were both expensive.
So it's kind of stinky when it's not quite a typical art piece size.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we did a couple of the pre-orders last year for the artists we knew were going to be there, and did pickups, and then a couple of pieces we just got on the fly. Like I got a Commander Wolf piece on the fly. It was just a matter of dude was there and nobody was there, and he maybe had half of his stock left, and I was like, man, I'll take it. And he's like, I can sign it too. And it's just like, okay.
Absolutely. Do that.
It was great.
We loved sign art. We love sign art.
Several of the artists were very cool too, very nice to talk to. Several also were just very tired, and were clearly some of the more used and featured. So clear, they just were ready to be done, understandably.
Yeah, and we mostly did all of our art stuff for like the last day.
Dude, like twice a week at least, I'm in my feelings about Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
It's between Celebration and Disney. I alternate, but either way, I miss both so much.
Yeah.
I just want to be like bathed in Star Wars again.
Yeah, and it's like we said, that was something so special because it's a giant congregation of people like us. And
So
we'd
great.
never experienced that before growing up in the
good.
rural South. At least
Definitely it'll be different if we ever do it again. Now that we know kind of more of what to expect.
Now we know what's up.
Yeah. So certain things maybe that we prioritized might not be the priority next time, and other things we skipped on might be more priority.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a tattoo at the next one.
Oh, that would be an experience. The funny thing is I got mine like a week before.
And it was still healing.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I still had to put daggum lotion on that thing.
Yeah, I had Aquaphor in my purse that I would just wave at you throughout the day to remind you. Because you hate lotion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be experience. Getting, like, we almost did, though. We got close to getting a simple thing.
Yeah.
But it was just so late. But that's the thing is, we were so caught up with other things that getting around to that didn't happen early enough. So by the time we were like, this would be cool, it's kind of like missing the boat. But next time.
Next time.
Yeah, we were grateful that we mixed it up a good bit. Photo ops were a good priority, though, for us, just because that was the first sort of experience like that. So that was a significant deal. I'm not necessarily interested in repeating
Boba,
any of those.
Stop it.
If anything, I would do a couple of autographs maybe.
Yeah. Just
because those were always really good experiences because it was never just sign and get out of my way. It was really personable and really nice. But it is so time consuming staying in those lines for so long and everything. So that is tough. But if it weren't for photo ops, though, wouldn't have spotted you in your Jyn Erso cosplay. And then that wouldn't have been the point of reference. Because I think like a couple weeks before Celebration is when I first saw your cosplay floating around and everything. So
because I remember you being so excited and showing
it was so
me.
cool. Well, like it was the first time someone I'd connected with through like Star Wars internet was real. It's so weird, but it was just one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, didn't expect to see someone I've seen on the internet here, but
Yeah.
it makes sense because it's Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. That was a good memory.
It was, yeah. We were over by the entrance. We were there with the Sabine cosplayer too.
Yes.
Who were we waiting for that one?
I think we were waiting for Warwick Davis, I think.
No, I think that was because Rebels. I think it was
yeah, it was
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
And
Hey, stop it.
yeah, I think it had to have been that one. That was so fun.
That was so fun.
Freddie Prinze Jr., man, that was a meet. That was nice.
It, like I said, I started a conversation with Buffy. He was one where I was just like, oh my god.
Well, I
it's
know.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
And we tell the story all the time, but the guy being just like, I know, but you've got to move forward.
Yeah. Because, like, you know that he had that too when he first started.
And, I mean, honestly, next to any of the film actors, I think he's one of the biggest actors
Oh, yeah.
there
absolutely.
that we met.
And Hayden as well. Like, that was another one where we were just, like, stunned for a minute.
Who was your favorite cast member you met in Chicago? What?
I'm sad that I didn't get to meet Sam Witwer because
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't feeling well that day.
Man, that one was fun. I still feel like, though, I really enjoyed meeting Ray Park.
Oh, yeah.
You know, have no idea what's going on in his life now, but for that 5 minutes that he gave us, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was just really, yeah, it was awesome. That was nice just because of the time. I really enjoyed meeting James Arnold Taylor too, just because he's special to me because of Star Wars, but also Ratchet and Clank. So it was one of those things where it's just like this person I love for so much and have for 20 years now. It was nice to be able to be like, man, you are just great and positive and amazing.
Yeah.
Sam Witwer was so awesome.
So sad.
Yeah, Vanessa. Yeah, it was a double. It was Freddie Prinze and Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
She was really sweet.
Oh no.
Yeah, Sam Witwer's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really nice too, because we got the mall thing signed so weird, so it automatically required a little bit of storytelling. So he was really cool about it though, and really funny. It was really nice.
He is the trash husband.
He's a cool guy. He is a really cool guy. We watched some of his gaming live streams and whatnot. Have you ever listened to his music? He has well, he doesn't have a band. He is a band.
He has
what's it called?
It's called the Crash Tones.
Crash Tones.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's a really talented guy. It's really sickening.
He's like Henry Cavill. It's just there's some people
like,
who are
stop
just
it.
Stop. Too talented. You must like save some for the rest of us. I can't fit.
What'd you do?
Help.
Oh, it's just the top of this?
Yeah. Welcome to Megan Struggles, the Star Wars podcast.
I don't understand how that's supposed to go.
Dude, I've got BYOB stuck in my head because of that cover we listened to.
Oh.
Still. Oh. See, that's why I keep him around.
Right?
Because he's smarter. And also you.
Or maybe not.
Maybe?
Maybe it's not supposed to be there at all.
Man. I'm going to run and get a tissue real quick. Because I got issues.
Oh, okay.
I ruined it. I ruined the whole thing. 40 lashes. I ruined it. What's your favorite non-Star Wars thing you've seen a Star Wars actor in? Is that too general of a question? Because, like, I really liked Sam Witwer in Being Human because that is garbagey teen supernatural show that I love so much. That is my favorite genre of television. It's one of those things, like, everybody has something that is, I guess, if you're a nerd, what would be considered mainstream. Like, some people like country music.
I guess that's right. It's on there.
Yeah. Looks right.
I really enjoyed Riz in Venom.
Yes, he was very good.
I really enjoy Ewan McGregor in Big Fish.
Oh, your turn.
I love Christopher Lee in Man with the Golden Gun. I love Hayden Christensen. There was this movie he did with Bruce Willis. I can't remember the name of that. Was really good. I also love Hayden Christensen in not Four Brothers, but in
Five Brothers?
There's a heist movie with Paul Walker, Idris Elba.
Is it the one where he wears glasses?
No. Yes, Ewan McGregor's great in everything. So the only thing I don't think I have seen him in yet is Birds of Prey.
Velvet Goldmine.
I can't remember what that heist movie is now, but it was a movie he did with. They were a group of kids that grew up together and just made a life of crime and everything. And one of their partners betrays them. It was a really good movie. I really enjoy that. It's also one of my favorite Paul Walker movies, other than any of the Fast Furious.
The Quick and Angry.
Let's see, just one more. I love James Earl Jones in Conan.
What is best in life, John?
I like Mark Hamill in Batman in the animated series. I like Harrison Ford in... Oh gosh, what's my favorite Harrison Ford movie?
The Fugitive. Air Force One. Jack Ryan.
He's not in one called Jack Ryan, though.
I know.
But he is Jack Ryan
Exactly.
in 2 movies. There's this one movie he did with this kid that was in a bunch of stuff. He played Laurie Strode's daughter in Halloween H2O. You know that kid?
Yeah.
He was in a movie with Harrison Ford that was really good.
There's a lot of movies. That's the entire statement. There's a lot of movies.
There's a lot of movies.
Blade Runner. That's great. There was a graphic novel adaptation of the book that was based on, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, that I've been looking at. And it is stunning when it comes to art. The original story is really depressing, though.
The movie's depressing.
Yeah, a lot of it's depressing. That entire franchise is just sad.
I have not seen that one, though, the sequel. He's talking about the sequel, the second one. I have not seen that one yet.
That's one of my favorite comedic things when referring to movies as the sequel is like Die Hard 2, the sequel. It reminds me of Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one that we need to add to the cheesy movie list.
Right.
Do you want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme do the splits?
I haven't liked a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie in forever.
I haven't liked a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Well,
He's on the level with Steven Seagal to me.
in terms of personality, they're both just very ridiculous. But
yeah. Steven Seagal is one of those actors where he just got away with so much for being a tough guy.
he's a special individual.
He is indeed. His own brand of kung fu, which is not real. It's just flipping people.
Well, it's not its own practice, but it is a form.
Mm-hmm.
It is real, but it's one thing. It's not an entire thing to build your career off of.
No. There's a lot that people build their career off of that's not real.
Very true.
Fame isn't real. It's all relative. Time is
A valuable thing. Watch a cloud rise, pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day to clock 6 life away. It's so
I try
unreal.
so hard. But in the end, you're going to sing Linkin Park anyway, so what's the point? Yeah.
That's not right.
I feel like that's been said a lot during this live stream. That's not right. I think I goofed it.
Oh,
Damon?
I see.
Fighter of the Night Man?
Boop, boop, boop.
Now I'm just curious.
There.
Jim, what do you watch that's not Star Wars?
Yes. There we go.
I've been told to watch The Boys on the Amazon Prime.
The movie?
The show.
Oh, is that the superhero one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Carl Urban.
I don't really look for. I don't know. Certain things about that, I feel like I would be too angry about that show to watch that show.
Why?
Just certain things that it does. It's meant to be a commentary and bothersome, but sometimes that works too well for me.
Yeah, I get that. Like,
to the point that it's just legit. Like, I don't like this, and it makes me mad.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It reminds me a lot of In Concept. From what I understand The Watchmen to be. I haven't watched a lot of The Watchmen or read the comic, but I've read a lot of Alan Moore stuff, and I feel like Watchmen's going to be of that ilk, where it's very cynical. He's the one that did V for Vendetta and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I did like both of those as films.
Dude, he hates when people adapt his stuff. Like, he is very upset with the V for Vendetta adaptation.
Really? Why?
It's not really the story as he told it, because it's much more, like I said, cynical.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more violent in some spaces. It basically,
I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Well, it's because you liked it, and that's fine. Lord of the Rings, Alien, Blade Runner. Yeah.
Yeah, I already know we're going to have so much in common when you start to hear some Nerdyverse episodes.
V for Vendetta is a very good movie. It's one of those things, like, it's very popular, but for some reason the creator doesn't like it.
It's popular with different people than he wanted it to be popular with, it sounds like.
Yeah, I feel like he wrote something for cynics, I think. And he expected people to latch onto that.
I mean, it's still pretty dark and gritty and everything. Like, it's still in the realm.
Yeah. I feel like I get it.
It's not like it turned it into a rose-colored thing.
Yeah. I get it when it comes to League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, though, because I read through the graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
It is very different.
Sure, but then I think you've just got a matter of it's they're both good and can be enjoyed independently.
Yeah, I love it. Like, I really enjoyed the Van Helsing movie too,
Oh yeah, same.
but apparently that's not a good movie to some people.
I mean,
It's weird.
I do get in terms of being like, oh, that's an interesting movie, but
Yeah.
I thought of all ways it could have gone, it went a very good way.
Yeah, I liked the guy who played Faramir in that one. Yeah. John, have you watched all of the Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Do you remember much from the Lord of the Rings?
As much as one can remember from after watching it. What do you mean?
No, I'm just curious because I know that we've had conversations before where I've had to explain.
Well,
some
yeah,
stuff.
if you get into specific deep lore, sure, yeah, I'm not there for it, but
Yeah.
As far as the gist of the story, I don't even remember everybody's names
Mm-hmm.
outside of some of the main cast. So,
Yeah, that's understandable.
but that just gets down to I'm hyper focused in that just on what's being presented, not necessarily all of the dark, deep stuff.
Yeah, you got like a front row seat to me having very specific emotions when we went to go see The Hobbit, because like I grew up with the original trilogy of the Lord of the Rings movies, and that was like an experience that I had with my dad. And then I started crying when we saw the first trailer for The Hobbit because I had no idea that was coming. It was like the first opening notes of the music, and I just started bawling in the theater. Yeah. It was like the hype when we first saw the Force Awakens trailer when we went to go see something. I don't remember what we went to go see.
That's just in general with Star Wars.
Yeah.
In general, Star Wars gives me the emotions.
Yeah. And it was my first time seeing a Star Wars movie in the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Force Awakens?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no. I went to see Revenge of the Sith. No. What? Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. Episode 3. I went to go see that with Dad and brothers in the theater. That was a fun experience, but I remember nothing from it.
Oh, wow.
Because it was so long ago. Oh, yeah. Lord of the Rings, I actually watched them out of order. I watched Two Towers and then Fellowship and then Return of the King. I think probably Two Towers is my favorite because I just love the addition of the Rohirrim, I think is what they're called. The Riders of Rohan. And just Carl Urban in general. I love him.
Hey, he is in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he plays Éomer. I love all the memes about Éowyn being thirsty for Aragorn, though. That's very funny. Because he was just, like, not interested at all. Take your nasty soup elsewhere, Éowyn. Yeah. I think Lord of the Rings came out at like the perfect time for a lot of people to watch them. Oh yeah, all three of them are absolutely fantastic. I know that there are some people who do not enjoy the ending of Return of the King or the endings of Return of the King because there's just so many.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
There were some people that thought that it was silly. Because you have the first ending, which is the Eagles taking off, Frodo and Sam. They meet up with the rest of the hobbits. Frodo wakes up in bed, and they have the laugh ending.
Oh, and it just ends there. Then you have the one where they go to the other side.
Yeah,
Right.
the Grey Havens. And then you have the Sam ending, which is
Oh, when he gets his kid.
which was his actual daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And it just makes you feel old because she's an adult with a job and a business now. I think she's a doctor.
She is a grown human.
I might be wrong. I think that's why Sean Astin is one of my favorite actors, is because of the Lord of the Rings and also the Goonies. But specifically, I loved him so much as Sam. Sam is the real hero. We can debate.
The only people that
day
disagree
and
with
night.
that is Elijah Wood.
No, he agrees. Everybody acknowledges. Do.
I think I like the second one most, Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Or Two Towers.
Two Towers.
Same
Same thing, but different.
thing. That's the one I've watched the most.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. The speech in... I don't remember what the place is called, but the speech about hope is one of the most important film speeches of all times. It's that and We Will Not Go Quietly Into the Night. Did you see that a certain orange president tried to use that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I wouldn't mind meeting Sean Astin. He seems like a really cool guy.
He is really cool. I think he's one of those people where I know him from a very specific thing and it's hard to separate him from.
Mm-hmm.
But also, 51st Dates, Sean Astin was something special.
He was in 51st Dates?
He was the brother, dude.
Really?
Yeah, and that was right after Lord of the Rings.
Wow. I
Yeah.
enjoy that movie.
It was good.
One of the few good romantic comedy movies, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tend to really enjoy romantic comedies.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It is good for being a romantic comedy.
Yeah, I think the only romantic movie I really like is Stardust.
I like Stardust, like Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale is fantastic.
51st Dates is great.
You like 10 Things I Hate About You?
I do.
You do.
Great Heath Ledger film.
I like Heath Ledger. He's a very good Joker. Makes me very sad that we didn't get more of him. Just in
I don't think he
general.
would have fit with where the rest of it went, though.
I think the rest of it went that way because Heath Ledger died.
Oh, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. I think he would have been a much bigger player if he.
I still feel like
passed.
that would have defeated the purpose, though. So much of what's great about Christopher Nolan's series is that it doesn't linger too much on the weekly Batman villain trope. Gives enough for the villain to add or take away what they need to from the hero and then move on.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I do think that he and Mark Hamill are probably the best Jokers.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're biased because we love Mark Hamill, but Heath Ledger did such a fantastic job of making it new, but also keeping the crazy. The scene in the hospital is peak Joker to me, I think. Hey, John.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you like Superman?
Too perfect of a character. It's very hard to have him flawed without defeating the purposes of Superman, and so he's inherently a very difficult character to be likable, relatable, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Very occasionally, certain creators get it very right, but overall, it's just very no real threats, no real competition, just a lot of just, being too godlike, in my opinion.
I think that's part of the allure of Superman is that you have this almost infallible. Oh yeah, he's a fantastic Joker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the best film in general.
Oh yeah. Some of the infallibility is what causes you to think like, okay, I'm glad he's on our side. Like, I think Batman versus Superman did a good job of kind of playing up the fact that he could very well, decide to just go bad one day.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you've seen Brightburn, but that was a very good What If Superman but bad movie.
Yeah. And that's what I mean is sometimes it gets done right, but it has to apparently be in the very specific hands of a very specific creator. Not everyone can do well with making a god character complex.
Mm-hmm.
I much prefer, like, Captain America is much more level, especially with how they chose to do him in the MCU.
Oh yeah.
And so I think he is a better example of how to have a very morally upright character, but also relatable and real character.
Very morally upright, but also willing to do what's needed.
Exactly. Well, and also it's nice because they added in the complexity of giving him making him the face of this heroic organization, and then realizing that organization is actually contributing to evil.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely has Superman had that sort of level of being involved in something that's actually bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, he's usually too good to end up in that scenario.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where a lot of comics kind of fail with a lot of good characters is sometimes for a while it's got to be, a bad character for a little bit. Like, I think the same thing happened with Batman, honestly. Is like, no one can be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Not even Superman can be Batman. Yeah.
I just think that Batman gets more closely associated with areas that are more interesting. Even Superman's complexities usually just come from misunderstanding humanness more than anything else. So
we're also talking about a series that we're not like super in tune with, because like I haven't consumed every Superman comic or every Batman comic. I just know what I read growing up, and that was very rarely Batman or Superman. But I do enjoy the films. He's coming together.
So I don't know how you feel, but I think an hour and a half in is probably a good place. We're gonna probably stop, just because this is somehow more complex and longer than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
As tends to be with the Lego. But we got pretty far. We got about halfway, but I don't want to keep here for another hour and a half. So we will leave the live stream here and then get this finished at some point and post the beautiful profile pictures. But getting this far and having good company was very nice. Looking forward to it's getting to that point where you're starting to see things where it's just like, oh, this is starting to make sense, and I'm just always amazed with the engineering they're able to do. So regardless of anything, it's about the quality over quantity. So being able to just chit chat and have a good time has been great. So thank you for stopping by, Jim. I know we had a couple of other people pop by, but we're not sure what we'll do for the next one, but we are going to have one of these, a live stream every month now. So that's nice. And again, it's just nice hanging out and chatting. So that's really cool. So keep an eye out. And maybe if you got some ideas of what we could do next, clearly Lego might be a little extended. So, but we can definitely come up with something else we can surely do. Who knows, especially with Nerdyverse coming up, it might not even be Star Wars related. So, and I think we're talking about also maybe live gaming at some point too. So more hanging out possibilities. We're really in love with that. So, thank you, Jim, for stopping by. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Boba, for coming
being
together.
here. And thank you,
And
Boba.
thank you, Boba. He's popping up right there. He's there. He's checking out Boba.
Boba.
So, but yeah, we'll be figuring out soon what we'll do on the next stream, and we look forward to it. But otherwise, we've got cool shows coming out, and can't wait to share those with you. Though that's what got to get to work on now. Got to edit for tomorrow's posting. So Boba Fett
Yeah.
episode. Maybe we'll have Boba Fett ready for Boba Fett's episode. We'll see. But until next time, Jim, thanks so much, man. Thank you for your support, your friendship, and just hanging out with us. It's been
Yeah.
nice. Bye.